For this skills evolution, students shall demonstrate proficiency in forcing entry through an inward swinging door using conventional tools and techniques. The evolution shall begin by sizing up the door for construction and swing, and shall be considered complete when the door is fully open. This will be a single firefighter evolution. However, a second student will be used to strike or drive the tools when instructed. Critical failures include failure to wear required PPE and SCBA when benchmarking, failure to check the door for heat, failure to try before you pry, failure to control the door when opening, dropping any tools during the evolution, forcing the prop below the working area, failure to complete the evolution in 2 minutes time, and failure to complete the task steps in sequence will result in immediate termination of the drill. Forcible entry using the Halligan and flathead axe are very effective on the fire ground if proper techniques are used. In this video you will hear bevel to the jamb and bevel to the door. These pictures will clarify what that looks like. The adze tapers in length from 2 inches at the tip to 1.5 inches at the base. You will see the firefighter use the pike and adze together to be able to capture and use greater force against the tools shown here. The crotch of the Halligan is used as a depth gauge to confirm the fork's location in relation to the door or jamb. When we push or pull with the forks in a side-to-side motion, we only capture a 5-to-1 mechanical advantage. When we push or pull with the forks in an up and down motion, we create a 15-to-1 mechanical advantage. Proper body mechanics and hand placement with the tools is critical, but often overlooked. Injuries will occur if proper technique is not performed on the fire ground. Please pay close attention to the techniques taught in this next section. The striker with the axe will keep their hand 6 inches away from the head of the axe to prevent knuckles striking the Halligan. The firefighter on the Halligan will use an underhand grip closest to the end that is being struck. This underhand grip naturally tucks in the elbow and keeps the body in line. With the overhand grip, the elbow tends to bow out and has a greater chance of being struck accidentally. The striker with the axe will listen and pay close attention to the commands given and strike at the proper location of the Halligan shown here. When forcing towards the door, using the Halligan, use an open hand before the tool strikes the door to prevent knuckles being crushed against the door. These forcible entry commands are given by the firefighter with the Halligan. These commands are given with a loud voice so the striker can hear them.
Hit! Hit! Drive! Up! Wedge! I'm at the right address and I have the right door. I'm going to check the door for heat. As I'm checking the door for heat, I don't see any hinges. I know it's going to be an inward swinging door. I'm going to try before I pry. Wedge. Wedge. You got it? Yep. Alright. In? Yep. Hit! Hit! Drive! Wedge. Got it.
To begin, the firefighter will size up the door on approach. They will check for right address and the right door, the direction of the swing, inward or outward, the type of door, frame, and building, and identify any locking mechanisms. The firefighter will check interior conditions, feel for heat, and look for smoke. They will try before they pry. Drive the adze of the Halligan in between the door and the door stop and gap the door. Make sure you capture the gap with a wedge or a flathead axe. The firefighter on the Halligan will call for a wedge to capture the gap. Set the Halligan by placing the fork in the gap with the beveled side facing the jamb. This placement should be 6 inches above or below the locking mechanism. Drive the Halligan and simultaneously steer the tip of the forks between the door and the door jamb until the crotch of the fork is set to the door stop. If the door is not forced, capture the gap with a wedge or flathead axe. Capture the gap with the adze and use the adze as a fulcrum and push up on the Halligan to create the gap. Reposition the Halligan by placing the adze or the adze and pike in the gap. Force the door by pushing the Halligan in towards the door. If the door is forced, maintain door control.